Okay, this is a review of the Tesla style Android app radio. This is the 8.1 version. It takes about maybe 15 seconds to boot up. It doesn't take too long to boot up. It took 9 days to come from China. That wasn't too bad. The controls on my dashboard work and my steering wheel. The volume controls work. The controls work. Some of the things I do not like about it is you had to plug up a audio aux input to play the music from the radio. It doesn't just sync into the car. You have to plug in the aux input, and you have to play it through the aux and go through the settings and go here to music. Well, not music. You have to go to the console. Press OK. And you have to go to the menu and make sure that it's on aux. And that way it'll play. Myself, in order to get the radio to work properly, I went and got the sync up drive for the internet access, which is $25 a month for internet access. That way the radio will work properly. You can do YouTube, you got Google Maps, you can download games, you can download Hulu, Netflix, you can watch movies if you want to. All my heat controls, it works. But I wouldn't advise anybody to try to do the radio by themselves, because it's not as simple as a plug and play. You plug it up and you hook it up, but some people dashboards takes a lot to come on. I have the XTS, and all this had to come up. The console, this part, these two compartments, the ashtray. It's like a few bolts on the side over here. This had to come up. These had to come off, and then this had to come off in order for me to get the radio in. It took a lot of work to get this radio in, so it wasn't as simple as it was made to be. It took about a 4-hour process to get the radio in, and then it took another 3 or 4 hours of being on the phone with the customer support, which, I mean, it's not really helpful because they really don't know what they're doing. But in order for my backup camera to work, would you see my backup camera work? But the lines are a little off. I had to go to settings and go to more settings, and I had to go through all of these different settings and features to get the radio to work properly. And you go like the user settings, and then you go to more, and it just puts you through a lot of different things that you have to do. There we go. And then you put the 8861, I believe, and then it tells you exactly what to do, and then you got to save and reboot. So it was just, to me, it was all a headache to go through each and every one of these steps. Don't get me wrong, once you get the radio in, it looks amazing. It looks amazing, but you have to know what you're doing, and you have to have a lot of patience, because it's not as simple as a plug and play. I would say be careful before you order the radio, because it's really not as simple as a plug and play. You have to take the time to make sure that everything is right. Another thing that I do not like is that you can't change you can't move this. So the heat controls and stuff, I think it's a different launcher you can download. But when they send it here, these stay here and these stay here. So if you got something that's showing up on the top of the screen, you won't be able to see it because these don't move. They don't move. And you know, I'll show you how YouTube works. It's pretty fast. But I got the sound down because, you know, I don't want no sound playing. But, you know, the internet works fairly fast on it. You know, you click on it, and this is how YouTube looks. So, you know, it works fairly fast, and it's playing. You know, you can go and play solitary. You know, solitary shows up. I just downloaded the game to see how the games will work, how they work. Bam, solitary shows up. You know, only thing I don't like is some of the stuff show up in Chinese. Now, I don't know how to change that, but I just click off of it and continue to play. When you do get the radio, a lot of the features are in Chinese, and you have to configure it to get it to be in English. They say it's simple, but you know, it takes a little time and a little effort. You know, it's not really as simple as they make it out to be. The home screen is this screen. On the home screen, depending on what you have, down here it would have like how fast the car is going. Right now, this is the Bluetooth screen. The Bluetooth doesn't work that great on here. When you are on Bluetooth, and you're trying to do like navigation or another feature, it'll jump off. The best way I tell you to do is to get the internet on the radio, like I did, and use Pandora or your music station strictly from the radio. It works better that way. But when you're trying to Bluetooth something, the music jumps off and it doesn't really work that way. But when I went and got the internet, instead of using Wi-Fi from the phone, I went and got the internet to do it this way. That way, it works better. Without internet on this radio, you're kind of wasting your time because a lot of things is not going to work the right way. But with the internet, it makes it a little bit more easier and convenient. So if you ask me, I would most certainly make sure that you have internet for this radio and that you do the sync up drive like I did for the $25 a month. And you know, that's the conclusion of this video. But overall, I think it looks amazing. You see how it sits in my car. It gives my car a really good look, a bigger screen. But know that when you get the car, when you get the radio in and you're setting it up, it's going to be kind of a headache.